This is the Indonesia Channel.
Coming up on today's Indonesia, a suspicious package was found in Indonesia's embassy in Canberra, Australia. The widely popular law enforcement agency takes a blow after the arrest of its top investigator, and what the country's investment board does in attracting green investment. Selamat berjumpa lagi. Welcome to today's Indonesia. From Jakarta, I am Luisa Kusnandar. Police in Australia have removed a suspicious package from the Indonesian embassy in Canberra and has been sent to pathology team for further investigation. The embassy on Monday received a letter containing white powder. It came a week after Andrew Chan and Yuran Sukumaran were executed. Australian ambassador to Indonesia Paul Gregson was recalled home in the wake of the executions of the Bali 9 pair. Australian police are still investigating the motive behind the incident. They were unable to say whether there was a link between the package and the execution. On Saturday, relatives of the Bali 9 duo, including the new wife of Andrew Chan, Febianti Herawila, arrived in Sydney as the remains of the two men had been flown home. A container believed to be carrying their remains was escorted from the tarmac at Sydney Airport. It seems like the dispute between the two law enforcement bodies has continued after police temporarily arrested top anti-graft investigator. Police have detained Novel Baswedan on Friday at his home in North Jakarta after they deemed him uncooperative with the investigation of the deadly shooting of a thief. Baswedan was being questioned about the shooting incident back in 2004 while he was still serving as an investigator for the Bengkulu police force on the island of Sumatra. Later on Saturday, police released Baswedan after President Joko Widodo intervened in response to public outcry. Baswedan was involved in discovering big graft cases, including Joko Susilo's case in 2013. His lawyer has demanded the police to explain the status of his client. We get perspective now from our viewpoint analyst. Wimar Witoelar is here. He's a former presidential spokesman now running his own communications company. Welcome, Wimar. Wimar, a Novel was freed after the president ordered the police to release him. Would you say that the KPK is weak?
Yes, it has been deliberately weakened by action from the leadership of the police out of vindication, I guess, revenge, because they didn't like KPK digging into the faults of some of their senior police members.
Well, the arrest came in a week right after the swearing in of Budi Gunawan as deputy police chief. Do you see a definite link between both cases?
Well, I don't know about Budi Gunawan. It takes expertise to respond to that. But I definitely see a relationship between the uncalled for action of the police and the fact that the KPK has been quite successful in digging out corruption cases in the police, successfully so.
So you are saying there is a link?
There is a link, not between the appointment of Budi Gunawan, but between the criminality of some leadership of the police and some arrests that have been artificially conducted towards the KPK.
Well, the president has told the police to stop criminalizing KPK officers, but this happened again. Has the president done enough to protect the KPK?
Well, the president cannot do more than this without risking the accusation of intervention. Although it's clear the police need intervention because they will not behave out of their own free will. So I think what the president can do is channel his power through other agencies inside the police itself, because it's not really an institutional battle between police and the KPK. The police are good people, but there are some elements in the leadership of the police who need to cover up a lot of their past misdemeanors.
But you know that the president has been very committed in fighting the corruption, and now this is what's happened. What do you say about the president?
That's why he's now trying very hard to implant his authority on the police, but our police feel overconfident. So it takes us, society, you, anyone else, to be on the side of law and of the president.
But do you think that the president has done good enough? I mean, like, is he working fast enough? Even as this has happened, you know, to Novel Baswedan.
No, he's not working fast enough because he's not able to work fast enough because he's not being supported by the police, at least, by some of the public, by the press. So the president needs to be supported. He's not a man who can act alone. He hasn't acted enough, that's sure. He has his hands tied.
Well, Novel is named as a super cop for his involvement in revealing so many big corruption cases, major corruption cases in Indonesia, including Joko Susilo's case. The country needs more people like him in handling corruption cases, don't you think?
Oh yes, thank you. That's a very good statement. More people like him and less people like the police chiefs who are arresting him.
Exactly. But do you think that, I mean, do you think we actually have enough people in the KPK? I mean, since this is happening to Novel Baswedan, this is very discouraging for the KPK.
Luisa, this is a public matter, and the institution responds to the public will. If the public express this will overtly, strongly, through the media, through petitions, through whatever, then the strength will be there. The bad elements in the police cannot last forever without the support of the public.
Then how do you think, where is the public standing at the moment?
I think they are trying to see where to position themselves, trying to look through the confusion that the media deliberately, manufactures. Outside of this station, a lot of media really want to dramatize this, I don't know for whatever motive, and they do not support a president who wants to try very hard to conduct a good nation.
Well, this arrest has definitely further damaged the ties between the two agencies. Tell us, what is your prediction on the ties between these two bodies in the future? Will there ever be peace? Is this worsening? What's going to happen next?
There will be peace if they reform the personnel in the police, and if other institutions also side with the good people in the police and the good people in the president's office. The army hasn't had anything to say. If they speak up, I'm sure people will listen.
But how is it going to happen? I mean, even from the public's point of view, it's really hard to put your faith now to the cops and to the KPK now that this is happening.
Don't put your faith in the cops. Put your faith in the good people of Indonesia who are all around this great nation of ours.
That's a really good quote to say at the end of this interview. Thank you so much, Wimar Witoelar, for coming in today.
Thank you, Luisa.